So, welcome to another episode of Racing2Learn. We're a nonprofit to get kids excited about math and science.
Thank you for that introduction. All right, so we've got our Traxxas. This is kind of a Frankenstein of a truck, which is kind of apparent, but we've been getting a lot of requests from you guys for some more videos on this truck. This is our budget brushless build. It was a Traxxas. Well, we bought this used for $30. It was a Traxxas, I don't even know, Traxxas E-Maxx or T-Maxx. They both share the same front and rear ends, which are pretty much interchangeable, except for the differential carriers there and bulkheads they call them, front and rear bulkheads. But this is kind of the monster truck that kicked off a whole era of monster trucks. It was huge for its time, just a vicious brawler. They were originally just nitro, and then they came out with an electric version that had two motors on it. So this is actually a T-Maxx chassis, so off of the nitro truck, but it uses a transmission here off of the E-Maxx, which was the electric version of their truck. So you can see the dual mounts here for dual motors. They used dual 550 class or size brushed motors back in the day. So this is even before the advent of brushless. So in this video, we're just gonna bring you guys through the build, lessons learned, and what we plan on doing next with this truck. It's kind of sat on the shelf for a long time, just because we've got a lot of projects in our garage, and it hasn't been a high priority. One of the things that we left this truck with was it had a broken bulkhead in here. So if you take a close look in there, this screw is clearly out. This is cracked here. This front bulkhead. This is kind of a common issue when you have a front-on collision. There's a lot of force on there, and the plastic here just breaks, right? Back in the day, even with the dual electric 550 brushed motors, it still generated a fair amount of force, right? Just given the mass of this, hitting a wall, right, or some rigid object or any object, right? So that was a common problem with these. There are aluminum upgrades, but this is our budget brushless build. Just upgrading to aluminum versions would probably be more than we're willing to spend on this truck. Other lessons learned: the drive shafts. They So we just taking a step back here. We had a brushless setup in here, a Hobby Wing WPSC 10 SCTE. I forgot. Basically, it's been superseded by the Max 10 from Hobby Wing. We currently have that set up in our Proline Pro SC 4x4. So we pillaged the speed control for that truck. Running this truck on 3S is pretty fun. We've got it geared pretty low, right? A pretty low gear ratio, high gear ratio. This is a pretty big spur. I don't know what it is, but you can just see it's pretty big. And we were running a smaller pinion on this. We weren't going for speed or anything with this truck. It was just kind of a fun all-around basher on a budget. But we didn't want to bash this too hard because we ended up breaking stuff. Because this is probably a 20-plus-year-old truck at this point. It's from the early 2000s or late 90s. I don't know the exact years in which this was made, but definitely wasn't built and designed to withstand the rigors of today's brushless motors and the speeds, the acceleration, and just the forces that those brushless systems put on not only the drivetrain but also with the speeds and collisions and whatnot. So, we had a couple of drive shafts break. That's why we only keep this truck on 3S. There were different drive shafts and A-arm lengths too, given the vintage of the age of the truck. So this is these are the short arms on here. You could tell just by how oblong these shock pass-throughs are through the A-arms, right? If it's a little bit longer, that's going to be a long-armed version. So you either have the short or the long. They also had short and long chassis. So this is a shorter one. They extended that throughout the years. And then the Revo came along and essentially it kind of took over, and the growth of brushless systems. Now the 4-wheel drive flagship of Traxxas is the X-Maxx, which is a lot bigger, a lot more powerful. So just a little bit of a history lesson here. We've broken servos in this. There's this little servo protecting plate, right, that just protects the servo horn from a bottom impact. We've broken these center drive lines too. We've stripped the transmission, right? We've had to replace those gears before. These just simply weren't built to stand up to modern electric brushless motors. So our plans moving forward with this truck, I think we're just going to put in a reasonable, I should say reasonably cheap, brushless system. So something, something that is just 3S capable. We might even grab, I'm going to grab one from the shelf here. We might even grab one of these Ghoul RC OC Day. You could check out the video description for the full links on this budget brushless system. Also full links to the playlist for our budget brushless truck, right? You can find all of our playlists, some of our top ones in the video description, and then a link to all of our playlists there as well. But we might just experiment with something, putting something pretty lightweight like this in here, a 2 to 3S capable ESC, 80 amps, waterproof, right? Something like this, because we're not going to run 4S in here. That might just work pretty well. So, maybe even putting it, I don't know, like here so the battery leads can reach, motors right here. Yeah, that'd be a good position, on and off switch right there. We'll have to dig out a matching motor for this, but nothing too aggressive, just a 36 millimeter, like a 3650 or a 36, something like that. Yeah, 3650, that's kind of the standard, 540, 550 replacement size motor. Let us know what you guys think. We're going to have to pillage a couple other items here. We'll probably use a Fly Sky receiver, like one that we have laying around here. What else? Yeah, again, just a 2 to 3S. We'll throw in one of our 2 to 3S batteries. So I think the biggest thing is just finding a suitable motor around here. We might just order something super budget. These OC Day setups you can get. The speed control was like $15, right? A motor is like 15 to 20, somewhere in that range. Again, just a cheap, 36 millimeter brushless motor. Anything will do pretty much off the shelf. So we'll dig around here to see if we can find something. Maybe pillage one from one of our other trucks around here. I'm just looking around me, looking around the workshop. Actually, maybe we should use this guy over here. Crashing in the background there while I grab this truck. So this is a Helion. Actually, we didn't buy it as that. We bought this as what is it rebranded as? HSP makes these, and this one was branded, or white labeled as a Basiltech NX2. It's got a pretty stout. This is like a hobby wing. WP 10BL 50, so and it's a 3652 motor. We might actually just grab this. This truck is out of commission. We've got to get like a new shock tower. This the threaded tie rod just ripped out of the shock tower there on a jump. But this one actually might be a good one to pillage here. Yeah, this is interesting. We might just grab the motor off of this. We'll use the OC brushless speed controller that we've got here. Interesting. All right, got some possibilities here. I was thinking of, we had a Hobby Wing 36 millimeter brushless motor that we originally had in this truck. We took it out. We were using that in the I think it was in the Pro MT 4x4. But yeah, we're doing some cleanup around here in the workshop. We'll interesting. I might as well get started here and take this speed control off. I'll use this as my elevated work stand. But let's. I never even actually cracked this guy open here. You know, we'd have to remove this motor and speed control to replace that shock tower anyways. We were thinking about, you know, either just using super glue for the time being to put that back on. Oh, a nice thing about the Basiltech NX2 / HSP Grampus. I think that's the HSP's name for this, although that G can be misconstrued as a C. Hobbytown sold this as the Helion Invictus, I want to say. They're 2-wheel drive. This is actually really nice construction here. There's washers on these. This is a metal mounting plate, unlike the Traxxas plastic ones for the motor. So this also serves as a heat sink, right, to dissipate that heat. And also you don't strip this or, you know, mangle the mounting points, which happens in the Traxxas 2-wheel drives, as well as the ECX 2-wheel drives, just because they're plastic versus the metal that we have here, which is a nice feature. You know, I got this truck on a budget. It was going for like even as low as $69 on monoprice.com. They're sold out now, but you know, we got ours for I think $80 or $90. You can check out the playlist for that. But yeah, we might just pop out this motor. I'm gonna clean this off a little bit. I just wanted to give you guys a peek under the hood of this truck. I'm gonna dust this off before it makes a mess on our workbench. But let us know what you guys think of this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.